So guys, welcome to our channel once again. In today's video on our JAMB biology exam revision series, you're going to solve 18 JAMB repeated questions on the topic nutrient cycling in nature. So guys, we'll start with the number one question here, which says, which of the following processes removes carbon from the atmosphere? Option A is photosynthesis, B, volcanic eruption, C, burning of fuels, D, putrefaction of animals. So guys, the answer to this question is option A, and that's photosynthesis. Photosynthesis actually helps to remove carbon from the atmosphere due to the fact that carbon dioxide is used in the process of photosynthesis, which the carbon dioxide is used up and then oxygen is produced. So this process helps to remove carbon from the atmosphere. So let's look at the next question, guys, and that's question number 2. The question says, legumes incorporate nitrogen gas into their protein because A, they possess root nodules containing rhizobium, B, because of the presence of azobacter in their roots, C, because they have a well-developed root system, and D, because they are autotrophic. So guys, the answer to this question is option A. They possess root nodules containing rhizobium. Actually, the rhizobium there have a symbiotic relationship with these legumes, and they fix atmospheric nitrogen into a form that the plants can use in the roots of these legumes. On the other hand, they derive from the nutrients produced by these legumes. So the legumes can use these atmospheric nitrogen to make proteins. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 3. The question says, the role of bacteria in the nitrogen cycle includes the following except option A, converting nitrites to nitrates, B, converting carbohydrates to carbon dioxide, C, converting ammonia to nitrites, D, fixing atmospheric nitrogen. So guys, the bacteria has all the functions listed here except that of B, that is converting carbohydrates to carbon dioxide. So this is not the function of bacteria in the nitrogen cycle. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option B. So let's look at the next question, and that's question number 4. The question says, the nitrifying bacteria, Nitrosomonas, converts ammonia to A, nitric acid, B, nitrous oxide, C, nitrates, D, nitrites. So guys, Nitrosomonas actually converts ammonia to nitrites. The correct answer to this question is option D, and that's nitrites. So as a bonus, you can also take note that these nitrites can then be converted to nitrates by Nitrobacter. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 5. The question says, a vegetable farmer will benefit from a cattle rearer if A, the farmer provides shelter for the cattle and cattle rearer, B, the cattle rearer makes available meat to the farmer daily, C, the fecal remains of the cattle are made available to the farmer, D, the farmer makes available fresh green vegetables for consumption by the cattle daily. So guys, the answer to this question is option C. The fecal remains of the cattle are made available to the farmer. If the fecal remains of the cattle are made available to the farmer can use this as an organic manure and hence help to enrich the soil and grow his vegetable. So this is the correct answer to this question, and that's option C. So let's look at the next question, guys. Question number 6. The question says, Which of the following is a nitrifying bacteria? A. Nitrobacter, B. Rhizobium, C. Nitrosomonas, and D. Azobacter. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option C, and that's the Nitrosomonas. The Nitrosomonas is the nitrifying bacteria that converts ammonia into nitrites. So let's take note of that. So guys, the next question, question number 7 says, soil microorganisms are beneficial because of their involvement in A. Cycling of nutrients, B. Translocation, C. Photosynthesis, D. Respiration using soil air. So guys, the answer to this question is option A, and that's cycling of nutrients. Soil microorganisms are beneficial because of their involvement in cycling of nutrients. So let's look at the next question. The question, that's question number 8. The question says, which of the following processes does not contribute to the maintenance of the nitrogen content of the soil? A. Decomposition, B. Nitrification, C. Denitrification, and D. Nitrogen fixation. So guys, the answer to this question is option C, and that's denitrification. Denitrification is actually a process by which bacteria in the soil converts nitrates into nitrogen gas. So this nitrogen gas can then be released into the atmosphere. So you can see that this process does not contribute to the maintenance of nitrogen content in the soil. Rather, it's actually a process that removes nitrogen from the soil. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 9. The question says, which of the following processes are involved in a water cycle? A. Evaporation and transpiration, B. Evaporation and precipitation, C. Evaporation, percolated, and transpiration, D. Evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. So guys, the answer to this question is option D. Evaporation, condensation, and precipitation are processes that are involved in water cycle. Evaporation has to do with the process where water leaves back to the atmosphere, and then when water gets back to the cloud, it condenses, and then after that precipitates as rainfall. So these processes are involved in water cycle. So option D is the correct option here. So let's look at the next question, and that's question number 10. The question says, which of the following is a major process involved in carbon cycle? So option A is osmosis, B. Photosynthesis, C. Nitrogen fixation, D. Transpiration. So guys, out of all these options, the correct answer to this question is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is involved in carbon cycle because the process of photosynthesis actually helps to remove carbon from the atmosphere, because plants make use of carbon dioxide to manufacture their food, and this process removes carbon from the atmosphere and releases oxygen. So guys, let's look at the next question. That's question number 11. The question says, which among these processes removes water from the water cycle? We have A. Respiration, B. Condensation, C. Perspiration, and D. Photosynthesis. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option D, and that's photosynthesis. Now, all these processes actually involve the release of water and the return of water back to the atmosphere. Respiration, condensation, and perspiration actually involves release of water and return of water to the atmosphere. But the process of photosynthesis uses water to produce food for plants or to manufacture food for plants. And this water does not return back to the atmosphere or to the ground. Rather, it is used by the plant for growth and manufacture of food. So guys, the answer to this question is option D, and that's photosynthesis. So let's look at the next question, question number 12. The question says, which process are involved in nitrogen cycle in a functioning ecosystem? We have A, decomposition, evaporation, and precipitation. B, erosion, weathering, and sedimentation. C, respiration, photosynthesis, and transpiration. D, nitrogen fixation, denitrification, and ammonification. So guys, the answer to this question is option D. Option D here, nitrogen fixation, denitrification, and ammonification are processes that are involved in nitrogen cycling in a functioning ecosystem. Nitrogen fixation involves the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into a usable form, such as ammonium, and this is actually done with the help of nitrogen fixing bacteria, which are found in the nodules of leguminous plants. Denitrification, on the other hand, involves conversion of nitrates back to atmospheric nitrogen gas so that this nitrogen gas can escape from the soil. So ammonification, on the other hand, involves breaking down of organic nitrogen compounds by organisms like bacteria and fungi into ammonium, and then this ammonium can then be used by the plants and other organisms. So guys, these processes are involved in nitrogen cycling in the ecosystem. So the correct answer to this question is option D. So let's look at the next question, and that's question number 13. The question says, all the following processes are involved in the carbon cycle except A, decay, B, burning, C, transportation, D, respiration. So guys, already we know that these processes are involved in carbon cycle apart from transportation. Decay is a process that actually releases carbon to the atmosphere. Burning as well releases carbon to the atmosphere. Respiration also releases carbon to the atmosphere, but transportation is not involved in carbon cycle. So transportation is just the movement of substances from one point to the other. So guys, transportation is not a process that is involved in carbon cycle. So let's look at the next question. That's question number 14. The question says, nutrients dash refers to the movement of certain nutrients. A, recycling. B, cycling. C, rotation. D, rotation. So guys, the answer to this question is option B, and that's cycling. Nutrient cycling refers to the movement of certain nutrients. So we have the next question, question number 15. The question says, which of the following best describes the nutrient cycle in an ecosystem? A, the exchange of genetic material between individuals in a population. B, the movement of energy through different trophic levels in a food chain. C, the process of recycling and reusing nutrients within an ecosystem. And D, the migration of organisms from one habitat to another in search of resources. So guys, the option that best describes the nutrient cycle in nature is option C, the process of recycling and reusing nutrients within the ecosystem. So guys, let's look at the next question, question number 16. The question says, Which process in the nutrient cycle converts atmospheric nitrogen into a form that plants can utilize? A. Nitrogen fixation. B. Denitrification. C. Nitrification. D. Ammonification. So guys, the answer to this question is nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation is the process where atmospheric nitrogen is converted into a form that can be used or utilized by plants. So it's typically converted into ammonium or nitrates. So this process is actually carried out by the nitrogen fixing bacteria. So guys, let's look at the next question, and that's question number 17. The question says, which of the following process does not contribute to the maintenance of the nitrogen content of the soil? A. Denitrification. B. Nitrification. C. Nitrogen fixation. D. Decomposition. So guys, the process that does not contribute to the maintenance of nitrogen content of the soil is denitrification. Actually, denitrification converts the nitrates in the soil into nitrogen gas, which can escape the soil and then get back to the atmosphere or lost to the atmosphere. So guys, the correct answer to this question is option A. So finally guys, let's look at the last question for this video, and that's question number 18. The question says, the condition that encourage denitrification is A. High soil nitrogen. B. Low soil oxygen. C. Absence of soil bacteria. D. Lightning and thunderstorm. So guys, the answer to this question is option B, and that's low soil oxygen. Actually, when oxygen is limited, some bacteria use nitrates to support respiration. So this causes denitrification to occur in anaerobic condition with the presence of denitrifying microorganisms. So thus, in this process, denitrification occurs. So guys, this will be the end of this video. If you enjoyed this lesson, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not yet a subscriber. Also, help us share this video to your friends so that it can enable us reach out to more audience. If you have any question regarding this video, please drop your question on the comment section below and we'll be sure to give you a response. Thank you for watching this video.